that's very nice of you folk. I was. Oh, I wanted to tell. I know what I wanted to tell you. And I might not too if I feel like it. But my wife Terry and I celebrated our 40th. No, we didn't. Last May the 13th, we celebrated our 41st wedding anniversary. I said, well, thank you. And they said it wouldn't last 6 months, but we had to make it go 9 because she was pregnant. And she said to me one day, "Hon, I think the baby's coming." And I looked out the door. I didn't see a child in the neighborhood. Well, anyway, I said we celebrated, but we had a couple of folks over. I think that did it. And we went to bed rather late that night. And I was lying there looking up into the darkness, thinking like a man would at a time like that about his wedding night and the natural things, that married couples think about when they're married. And I said, I didn't make a move. And I said, it certainly wasn't like this 41 years ago, was it, hon? And she says, no, it certainly wasn't. I said, boy, if I remember correctly, I didn't even take time to take my socks off. She said, I know, and tonight I could take the time to knit a pair. My brother-in-law, Frank, called me up one day and said, will you come over and help me? I said, sure, what's the trouble? He said, I locked my keys in my car. I said, yeah, I'll come over right away. He said, well, hurry, because it's raining and the top is down. He was riding down a highway in New York one day and speeding, and the police started after him, and he kept speeding up, and finally they caught him and pulled him over. Said, didn't you hear the siren and see the red lights behind you? He said, yeah, I saw them. He said, why did you keep speeding up like you did? He said, well, about 3 weeks ago, my wife ran away with a highway patrolman, and I thought he was bringing her back. Riding down the highway with Boyd, the producer of this, what we're doing, and we saw a car zigging and zagging and zigging and zagging, right in front of us, and pretty soon that car just boom right over in the ditch on its side, and I said, Boyd, would you go back there and check out and see if we can be maybe we can be a nice guy, And he went back and he looked in and the window was open and he could tell that the gentleman driving in the car was a man of the cloth, and. He said, excuse me, sir, are you hurt? He said, of course I'm not hurt. The Lord is riding with me. He said, well, you better let him ride with us. You're going to kill him. These three guys died at the same time and went up to the pearly gates and they saw St. Peter. And said, well, here we are, St. Peter, we're ready to come in. He said, well, now, wait a minute. I have to ask you questions first. He said, oh, okay. Start with me. He said, did you ever cheat on your wife? He said, no, sir. Oh, sir, I was tempted many, many, many times, but never fell to the temptation. I never cheated on my wife. Not once. He said, all right, then you get to ride around heaven and see all the beautiful sights in that beautiful Cadillac convertible over there. So away he went. Next guy came up, and he said, did you ever cheat on your wife? He said, well, I'm afraid so, yes, sir, about twice. I was tempted, and I went on through it about 2 times. He said, well, I'm sorry. You'll have to ride around heaven in that Volkswagen convertible. And he said, well, I deserve it, I guess. The third guy came up. He said, did you ever cheat on your wife? He said, heck yeah. Many times. If I was down there right now, I'd probably be cheating on her. He said, well, then I'm sorry, you're going to have to go around heaven and see the sights on that skateboard. He said, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. So away he went, and pretty soon he saw the Cadillac parked up at a corner by the curb. The guy was in there, a dejected look on his face and everything. And he skated up by him. He said, you get to ride around heaven in this beautiful Cadillac, and you're sitting here looking like you lost your last friend. He said, what happened to you? He said, I just saw my wife go by on a skateboard.